Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us here at Final Show Films. My name's Jack, and I've had the privilege of playing with these folks for some years now. I hope you enjoy watching as much as I enjoy being here. Anal railgun. If you want to support us in making more stories, you can contribute over at patreon.com/lfsfilms. I also want to thank our excellent supporters over there, Kat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Drevian Alexander, and Elle. Now, for tonight's entertainment. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
And we're live.
Hello, everybody. My name's Jack, and welcome back to In Grove or Green, our Changeling the Lost Chronicle that we're running here at Final Show Films. I'm your storyteller for this evening, and I'd like to welcome back our cast of characters, some old, some new, all fantastic. I am joined tonight by William.
Hi, I'm William or Shawnee, and I'm playing Phage O'Flanagan, the Ogre Gristle Grinder.
And Sen.
I'm Sen, and I'm playing Akujin Kamiya, the. Oh, fuck. What the hell am I?
Ogre
Metal
Blood
Flesh
Brute.
Blood Brute Ogre.
Metal Flesh Blood Brute Ogre.
Yep.
That
And
one.
Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Liz, the Wizened Oracle.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, the Beast Windwing.
And for the first time here on Changeling in Grover Green, Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I will be playing Alana, the Ferris Dancer.
And last but not least, Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Megan Lansing, a Draconic Ferris. Ferris Draconic. One of the two.
Both
Both of the
actually.
two. All of the two.
You both it.
But without further ado,
Yee.
Baltimore has been relatively quiet since the conclusion of the Winter War. Motleys count their dead and shore up their defenses, cautiously replenishing glamour through the short days and longer nights. Weeks pass, and as the month of March looms ahead and thoughts begin to turn toward warmer times, in a few scattered places across the city, a radio turns itself on, and an unbidden voice floats across the airwaves. In 24 chapters did unfold last season's tale, built full of twist and bend, the losses borne by Baltimore's keyhole, how Gracie's death brought Winter's war to end. But in this story, other moments grew. A commons lost in a backgammon game, the death of motley members, count of 2, and efforts for entitlements to claim. So now the curtains rise on politics, as power's lore reshapes changeling intent. A spring crowned, earned by honesty or tricks, will spurn the winter of our discontent. But our eyes drift away from the city, through a mass of thorns, into a world unruled by physical law, where story and magic and emotion reign supreme, and the chaos born by such energies is the daily weather and climate of every being's existence, a few of whom are in positions of supreme power, and everyone else bound beneath pledge and promise and suffering and magic. Just a few more steps. Alana, the phrase has been a theme of pain for over a decade. Anytime the music would lull or the eyes would turn away and the hope of rest might begin to flare, you would hear your keeper's voice breathe over your shoulder, reminding you that the dance was not over, would never be over. Just a few more steps. When the ballroom floor cracked and reality upended and Arcadia rewrote itself and the chandelier lights flickered and you found yourself in a wild tangle of briars bursting out of loose sandy soil, you paused for the first time in years. Your body nearly fractured with the sudden sensation of motionlessness. And a memory burst back into your mind, and you knew that if you ran, if you fled your keeper's lands, there was the faintest chance to find somewhere you might be able to relax for a moment before you died. But you would have to dance there. Just a few more steps. And the wild hedge was chaos, a place where conflicting rules and pledges erupted into razor thorns, where you still had to keep moving at all costs, where the scraps of sleep you could snatch were still riven through with tension and terror. You stumbled through icy creeks, leapt from rotting branches, waded through hungry bogs, scrambled up unforgiving mountains. Nothing spoke to you, and still no words escaped your own throat either. You had to keep going. Just a few more steps. The baying of hedge wolves, the screams of hobgoblins, the chatter of every weird beast on your heels drove you through the darkness, but other senses pulled you forward. The clink of spoons, the smell of spices, the smile of an older woman, the feel of stockinged feet on a stool's surface. And a gap opened into the thorns around you, and you stumbled out suddenly into glaring light. Liz, I need you
Yeah.
to make me a dexterity and drive roll -2.
Oh boy. Okay. Drive. Is the sheet gonna let me change it? Possibly not. No. Hang on, it's being annoying.
Relearning.
Welcome
how
back to
these
Roll
sheets work.
20,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Why does it have Theban sorcery on? Where even
That's because
is
you
that
haven't
on this
picked
game
anything.
sheet?
Theban sorcery is the I have nothing selected.
Okay,
option.
but I have stuff selected. I've
Go
got
to
both.
settings.
All right.
Go to settings, and then pick Changeling the Lost, first edition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, hang on. Where am I looking? Let's see. Here.
So up where it says settings, page 1, page 2, page 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Settings. Changing Lost.
Make sure
It's on
Changeling
there.
the Lost is
First
highlighted.
edition.
Make sure it's highlighted.
It is. Yep.
Is the surrounding bit green?
Yeah.
Okay, now go back to page 1.
All right.
You should see your normal skills
Dexterity.
and physical and stuff.
There you go.
There we are. All right. Here we are.
With a -2. Because a
-2.
surprising event is happening right in front of you that you were not
Yeah.
expecting.
All right. I think I can do the -2 once I click this. Yes. My
Yes.
modifiers.
It'll ask you for your
I remember how to
modifiers.
play this game.
There you go. Getting off to a great start, everybody.
A success.
One success. Oxygen from the passenger seat as you are giving Liz yet another driving lesson in the late winter months in Baltimore. A figure has suddenly lurched into the road in front of you, and Liz slams on the brakes, but steers into the skid like you taught her, and manages to bring the bumper to a halt with the car slightly sideways so that Alana has about 8 inches of space between a headlight and her hip bone. Alana, you've just burst out of the hedge for the first time since your durance began. What does she look like in the glare of lights on an evening in the middle of a Baltimore street?
So the mask is a mid-20s woman of Asian descent. It looks as if she's a few generations removed from full-blooded. Skin very sallow and obvious signs of malnutrition, and almost looking like the furthest worst results of anorexia that there could be. Yet her muscles are toned, especially her legs. The current outfit that she is wearing that is ripped and torn even through the mask is a purple and blue dress that has different spots and designs all over it. Her hair a wild mass at this point of curls and thorns and twigs, a soft baby blue, the majority of it, with the bangs dyed in the opposite end of that baby pink. And she has cuts all over herself. Looking just underneath the mask is an individual who is roughly 4 inches taller than the 5'2" woman that came out. Her hair, somehow immaculate, curled into a very long style with purple and blue highlights. A pristine white ballerina's outfit with pink shoes. Her skin a soft lilac. And each joint on her body is segmented almost like a marionette.
So
She is currently gripping a sharpened stick and looks extremely confused and scared.
So immediately to Liz, who for some hang on, I've realized now that I've got Holly and Mara backwards on
Oh,
the
no.
overlay.
Yep. Yes, you do.
Hang on.
Okay,
it's
you're
fine.
Lark tonight.
It's
I'm
fine.
Liz.
Yeah. Oh
It's
boy.
fine.
Have fun with that.
Quick, swap backstory details.
Easily fixed. Boom. Okay. So
Okay, I was about to say
fixed.
I can fix this.
So very quickly, just to Liz, parking brake. As I kick open the passenger door, and step out.
Alana, give me a resolving composure -2.
Oh boy. Okay.
Akujin, you step out.
Hands up, and to this person, you're okay.
You said -2?
-2.
Okay.
You're back.
So that stick is immediately pointed.
And so for both the audience and you, the mask is fairly burly looking person of mixed heritage. Seems to be facial features are vaguely Japanese, but skin tone and hair and coloration are more Hispanic. Wearing sort of like a button down. Is it still winter, Jack?
It's still pretty chilly out. Yeah.
So wearing like a like a knitted what's it called? What's that?
Cable knit sweater?
Henley.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So with the sleeves rolled up, tattoos all over the arms. That's visible. Some tattoos on the neck that are visible as well. Fairly welcoming in dark beard with hair sort of shaved short on the sides and then pulled back in like a Viking braid. But then just behind that, you see a monster. This sort of like corpse-like grotesquerie of a well-muscled but emaciated and not as damaged as he used to be, but still very damaged physique with a steel skull mask for a face and 2 burning red eyes. But with the same sort of like Viking braided hair and everything now. Just sort of standing up, hands up, and like very clearly not in an unthreatening pose. You're back. Welcome to... We're in Baltimore, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Welcome to Baltimore. Are you hungry? Because he hasn't had to do this for a while.
She will sort of look like she's taking in the words and then slowly nod.
You're going to scare her. I've rolled down the window. Liz is crawling over the top of the steering wheel.
Yeah, that's not going to be scary.
Yeah.
What does Alana see when she sees Liz for the first time?
Oh, so her mask is like just very incredibly average, like just brown, nondescript brown hair, kind of scarred looking. She has a cataract in one eye, a small woman, but the mien that shines through underneath is like bright green skin, like kind of like polished, like one of those old style hand mirrors, and big like saucer like reflective eyes, and shock of white hair with some very badly done bangs, because she's just had a depression day and was like, I just need to cut this, and it was a bad idea, but she's going with it. And she's yelling at Akujin.
Liz, please don't take
In a
your foot
puffy
off the
jacket.
brake.
I have the parking brake
Yeah,
on.
parking brake doesn't stop it from trying to roll forward.
I sit back down and make sure I've got my foot on the brake because I can't do both.
Back to Alana. I'm Akujin. That's Liz. We're like you. We also escaped.
Akujin, go ahead and give me a presence and either expression or socialize roll, I'll say.
Same dots either way. All right. Sheet roll. Not strength and weaponry. Presence and presence and
Welcome to
Talking to this
Baltimore.
person. Yeah, you're talking to this person, not stabbing them.
let's see. I have. Would my leadership specialization apply?
Yeah.
All right. For expression. So what does that do? I've forgotten.
Gives you an
Plus
extra
one
plus
die.
one.
Okay. Okay. Let's get this. Da, 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 da. Two successes.
Okay. So this person's coming across as fairly sincere to Alana. What's her reaction?
She will stand still for a moment and then lower the spear.
You're probably cold. I say, reaching into the car to grab my leather jacket, and I sort of hold up this big, bulky leather biker jacket, and just sort of handing out to you. You might want to put this on.
She will wordlessly take the jacket and throw it over herself.
I'll step back and sort of open the backs. What car is this? I don't know which car this is. Is this the Dell's old
Your
car
Jeep, probably.
or my Jeep?
Oh, this is not Adele's car. No,
Okay.
that's parked at Adele's former residence.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
this is your Jeep.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
then I will go in. I'll just pop the back door and just gesture. I'm not going to move you. You're under your own power. But if you want to get in the back seat, it's warm, and we'll get you some food.
She'll nod and sort of look at the stick and just drop it on the side of the road and then walk over and get inside.
Jack,
Automatically just buckle.
Jack, what's the name of the place that is run by a changeling that they all
Joey
ate at?
Hot Sauce.
Joey
Hot Sauce's place, yeah.
Yeah, what's the name of Joey Hot Sauce's like restaurant that
It's called Hot
It's
Sauce.
Hot
It's
Sauce.
Hot Sauce?
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm,
So, yeah.
yep,
So
mhm.
once
You do know also that Phage is working a food kitchen probably about now if you wanted to bring her over there.
it's sort of a ritual to take people to Joey Hot Sauces as far as Akujin is determined. So,
Mhm.
so close the door, hop in. All right, let's go to Hot Sauces carefully.
Okay. I start trying to go without taking the parking
You have
brake.
to take the parking brake off.
Yeah.
No,
There's
you
a little
really
bit of
don't.
a-
It just starts making bad noises if you do.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
yeah,
That's
it
why
starts
he says,
to roll.
That's why he
but
says you
yeah.
have to take the parking brake off.
Yeah.
Parking
I'll
brake does
start
nothing.
driving.
It stops.
Okay.
It, from, it stops
The
it
car
from
it
rolling
stops the
forward.
car from trying to roll down a hill.
Yeah.
I am just like ever so often just looking in the back, the
Eyes on
little
the road,
window
Liz.
with a fine.
She is, her eyes have not shrunk back to normal human proportions outside of bewilderment. She is just wide-eyed staring at everything, and about 5 minutes after we leave, just above a whisper, she will say, Alana.
Nice to meet you, Alana. You have fallen.
Hi.
you have fallen into the lap of the unlikely, and we'll take care of you until you know where you want to go.
Is anybody texting anybody
Oh,
or
yeah,
calling
I'm
anybody
texting.
on the way?
I'm texting.
No.
I'm actually, I'm
Don't
texting.
text and drive.
Texting Joey.
Good
Hot
girl,
Sauce.
Liz.
I'm texting
Okay.
Joey saying, "Hey,
All right.
got a newbie coming to Hot Sauce. I'll pay. Can you get some food ready?" And then texting the rest of the motley. Liz almost ran over a newcomer. We're taking them to Joey's.
So everybody gets that. Phage, where are you when you get that?
Phage is probably, as I said, like behind the counter at a food food kitchen. Just sort of like ladling out food for anyone who needs it, who walks by, just giving someone brings their bowl over, sort of she scoops up some and sort of dumps it in for them. And her phone goes off and she sort of looks down at it, flips it up for a second to read it. Joyce, I'm gonna have to call it early for the night.
All right. I mean, you pulled in a few hours already. I don't think there's any sort of problem that way.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. We'll have an evening shift
should be
takeover.
good. Everything should be good. That next batch is going to be done in the next 15 minutes.
All right. Yeah, we'll work them through.
All right. See you later.
See you next time.
I will head my way to Joey's.
All right. Megan, where are you when you get this text?
Megan is what? So, sorry for clarity. What time of day?
It's probably an hour or two past dinner proper, the way most people would do it. So probably like a 7:30, 8 p.m.
7:38. Okay. Megan would be honestly probably pre-gaming the night.
Okay.
Is at I think she would probably be out. I think she's probably taken a liking to the packaging, or at least the bar that we were taken to.
Akajine's Bikers,
yes.
Akajine's Gangs Bar?
Yes.
Okay.
Bar, yeah.
You
Was
are
probably there.
okay. So
very early in the pre-gaming.
Sure, definitely. So Los Terranos frequent a bar. You are currently seated between three people at a table, Felipe, Santos, and Gary. And all of them have just been kicking the off time, drinking beer, and Gary is actively in the process of showing everybody how he can crush a can of beer that has not been opened yet between two hands. It makes a horrible mess,
Right.
and then he has to go get a rag, but he's very proud of the fact that he can compress what they told me in high school was a non-compressible substance, liquids, am I right? And
Fucking Gary.
Fucking Gary.
Fucking Gary.
Look, Gary's got one thing that he's good at.
There's not a physics major nearby.
If I remember
not
correctly,
actually
Gary's
compressing
like
liquid.
this super, super big guy among them, right?
Right. So the Los Terranos are largely entirely Hispanic and Japanese, except for
Right.
Gary, who's this refrigerator freight truck of a white dude with like a flock
Right.
of seagulls, black haircut.
Yes.
Or blonde haircut. And yeah, right. Mhm.
He's
Yep.
like Wolverine,
Who generally
but stretched
serves
to
as-
saber-tooth proportions.
He's more like Blob without all the extra padding,
There
just
you go.
some of the extra padding.
Yeah. Fair.
Right, yeah. But they've all been just enjoying company and relaxing.
Yep.
And you get this text. Joe, Hot Sauce is probably tops 15 minutes drive from where you're at.
Yeah. So you just back OMW. Like, puts hands on the table, sits up. Sorry guys, business calls. Rain check for next week.
You know where to find us.
Yep. Makes her way out, hops on her motorcycle, and starts racing her way. Probably making 15 minutes in like 10,
Probably.
to be honest.
You're not shy of lane splitting occasionally. There's hardly any snow on the road anymore.
Right, exactly. Lane splitting. It is a particularly free area. Hugging the sidewalk, more than hugging the sidewalk. Whatever's
Sure.
appropriate in that moment. So yeah,
Absolutely.
Also, if Alana is inspecting the jacket that she's been giving, you can't see the patches on the back, but there are lots of patches sort of on the front.
About 2 minutes after she told you her name, you both would have heard a thud as she just went unconscious in the back seat.
Cool. All right. Good. That's fine.
We can inspect that later.
So look back over my own.
Is she alive?
She'll be fine. I'm not a doctor. Let's get to Joey's.
Lark, where and in what state does the text find you in?
Kentucky.
Lark is
California.
at her. Lark is at her place currently.
Okay.
Probably sitting in front of the computer finishing up a stream.
Okay. Excellent. So your phone goes off and this notification comes across your screen. What's her reaction?
Emotionless. She just looks at it, sighs, puts phone back down.
Okay.
Not
So Akajin, you look
unexpected.
down at your phone and it's got all of the check marks from everybody having read it. A couple of responses.
That's all I need.
And after a few minutes, Liz pulls into the parking lot at Hot Sauce.
All right. I'll go get the food. Just keep an eye on her.
Okay.
Actually, Akajin, give me a wits and composure.
All right. Wits und Composure. Am I gonna have to beat up a winter guy real quick before I get the food? Just normal.
Yep.
3 successes.
This is where we find out Gracie had an older sister who happens to be in here.
Standing on the sidewalk, watching you as you pull in, and as the headlights kind of spool across, you see a very thin figure wearing a white button down with the sleeves rolled up a little bit, tight vest, nice pair of slacks, high cheekbones, narrow face, hair with kind of an undercut swept back, is Alex, who you know as Joey Hot Sauce's assistant, and who's just standing there watching you come in, gives you a little bit of a wave.
Yep.
Steps up to the passenger door, and waits for you to roll down the window.
Yeah, roll down the window.
Takeout or coming inside?
Looks back.
Alana will be wide awake because the vehicle stopped.
Okay. Takeout.
All right. Any particular requirements, dietarily speaking?
Look back. Do you have any dietary restrictions?
No.
No.
Bit of everything. Then.
Yep. Nice.
You want to wait here in the car, or
we'll wait here.
15? And they head back inside.
Turn shoulder. So again, just in case it didn't sink in earlier, I'm Akujin. This is Liz.
Hi.
Some of our motley, our friends, our family, are gonna come by, check on you, make sure you're okay. How are you feeling? Broad strokes. I know it's hard to explain.
Used, in a lot of pain.
I'm a doctor.
She will just sort of lean over so she can get a better look at Liz,
Yeah.
and then lean back. Okay.
Here, I'll check. Hang on. The door opens and closes. And
Would you like Liz to take a look at it?
Give me a wits and composure, actually, first for Alana, as she kind of analyzes Liz.
Okay. Wits and the composure. No modifiers. 4 successes.
I think Alana's first impression with 4 successes, Liz gives off the aura of if a garden gnome was also the patron saint of bad crochet. But underneath that intensity, there is a level of confidence. I don't know if Alana feels reassured by that sort of personality or not, but I feel like that's what she would mostly be getting off of Liz in that moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mara.
yeah, no, perfect.
As Liz hops out, I reach over and shift the car into park.
Thought I had done that already.
Meanwhile, Megan and Phage, I want dexterity and drive from both of you.
Yep.
I just like to think that it's so regular that you get out without forgetting to shift it.
Right, it's just it's muscle memory at this point.
I put the parking brake on, but I do not. You do the one thing that makes stop, and then you're good, right? Yeah.
No successes, but I'm also not trying to push anything.
Okay.
I get +1 because motorcycles.
Even sorcery is still sitting there, and I don't know why.
I had to click back off and on things.
4.
I'm
continuing my trend with Megan, who apparently is anti every other of my characters.
So Liz, as you hop out, you hear a familiar growl as Megan's motorcycle pulls into the parking lot. And Megan, you see Akujine's tail lights and Liz getting out of a vehicle.
Pull up, sort of does the 180 skid to stop right next to the car. Kill the engine, take the helmet off. Hey.
Hey.
And you get a glance of a figure in the back seat. Mm-hmm. What does Alana see as Megan gets there?
So Megan is mask-wise is blonde, moderately tall, very, very fit woman of about, I think, 30-some, early 30s. Has a very Hollywood look kind of look to her. Wearing, even though it's still, fucking cold, tank top, actually probably has a leather jacket over it because, she's nuts, but she's still driving a motorcycle around in the snow.
And road rash is awful.
Yep. Like that shit'll heal, but still, no. Jeans, boots, when you look deeper, it's very similar person. Like there's not a whole lot different between the who she is and who she was made into, other than the right, I think it's the right side. One of the sides.
I think it's
left side. You are correct. Left side.
Mm-hmm.
Left side of the face, starting from about here, all the way down the arm, which you can probably only see because of on the hand, because clothing. All the way down is just burn scar. Melted, burned, twisted that whole almost Freddy Krueger-ish level of burns. Yeah. And she sort of tilts her head, looks in, sort of gives a little bit of a wave. How's she doing?
Alana, this is Megan. Megan, this is Alana. She's very fresh.
I don't know. I'm going to check. Open store. Starts just like Liz doesn't have a bedside manner.
Right, no, not at all.
Sword.
In any way, shape, or form.
No.
No such thing as bedside manner.
So the thing you notice immediately is that whatever instructions you give to Alana, she follows, very much like a teenager being talked to by an adult.
Oh,
Oh, no.
wow. Okay.
I will sit out the window and over the roof of the Jeep to Megan. Like Liz almost ran her over fresh, like not even 10 minutes ago.
She's just out. Got
started.
it. Hey, Alana.
Liz, give me an intelligence and medicine while this is going on.
Yeah.
Hi,
I'm Megan.
Alana. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm very, very happy that you got out. It only goes up from here. You're among safe people.
Okay.
What do you need immediately? Right now.
I don't really know.
It's okay. We'll help you. We'll let you get your grounding. And we can go from there. Is that okay? Okay.
There's a second rumble at this point as Phage's motorcycle also pulls in to the parking lot. But we shift for a brief moment as, while a few minutes have gone by, Lark, your phone rings again. Well, buzzes. It's a text.
Okay, she'll look at it.
It's from Barnaby, and it just says, "Visit tonight?" ?
She'll take a minute to respond and then just type, sure.
And he just says, "On my way."
Okay.
So Phage, you see this little knot of 2.5 of your motley mates visible because Liz's legs are still sticking out the open door. But yeah, obviously some sort of activity happening in the backseat of Akajin's Jeep as you pull up into the parking lot of Hot Sauce.
Yeah. Put the kickstand down, park the bike, hop off, walk over, pull the helmet off, set it on the back rack of the bike.
Megan does the sort of still sitting on the bike, does the sort of backwards lean, just a back upside down look. Hey there, Megan.
As Phage approaches the vehicle to get a look at see what's going on.
Phage, Alana, Phage.
Hey there, love. And Phage in the mask is nearly right around 6 feet of relatively heavy set Irish woman, bright green eyes, long black hair that reaches to about mid back, dressed at the moment in fairly plain, like sort of like white shirt and black biker jacket and black jeans. Very much the I was just working in casual clothing kind of outfit, and had a bike jacket for riding on the motorcycle. And she's about 250, maybe closer to 300 pounds of a mixture of muscle and fat. But definitely on the softer side of appearances. And mask is a bovine beast of a woman who is about half a foot taller than the mask appears, and significantly heavier. Sort of modeled almost cow-like faint fur, sort of dots the edges like around the shoulders and like around the sides of the legs and hips. Slightly pulled forward, almost bovine features on the face with sort of black sclera and glowing orange eyes, and a pair of curling horns that sort of reach up and back, and a tail that sort of whips quietly. And there's the constant, ever so slight smell of food in the air, always like something is freshly baking. As she sort of leans over. Hey there, love. You all right?
I think I am now.
You look a little worn out.
Very.
Can I give you something to help with that?
We have a takeout order coming out.
Food's all well and good, but you look fucking exhausted. I'd like to help with that if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right. He just sort of holds out a hand.
She will reach out one very thin and almost bony hand.
And I will use the gift of warm breath.
Okay. Meanwhile, Liz, as you've done sort of a medical exam, as best you can, at least in the backseat of a vehicle, the clothing does not seem to be damaged in any visible or discernible way, but she is very clearly bleeding from a number of shallow gashes and scratches familiar to you. You know what hedge wounds look like. You do it to yourself on purpose on occasion for various reasons. But this is not a ritualized sort of, I did this with intent. This is the sort of tattered you get when you run full tilt with very little thought to your own self-preservation, which is a phenomena you have witnessed from many changelings at times in their adventures and misadventures in the hedge.
Yep.
But the last time you treated wounds like this were a few weeks ago in early February, in the aftermath of the primary battle of the Winter War.
Okay. Yeah, so Liz is trying to do what she can in getting that patched up. I have like would Akajin have a first aid kit in the car at all?
Absolutely.
Anything like that or not?
100%.
Okay. Yeah, whatever I can do with that. She's very quiet as she's doing this. Alana, if you like are watching as she does anything, you can see that her hands, the bones on like what you can see of her look like they have been broken and reset from a very long time ago. But she is not like looking, she's not like talking as she does this, but she is trying to be careful and not make what she's doing hurt you at all, as best she can.
With 2 successes, from Phage's hand is just this sort of soft, the feeling of almost restfulness. That scent of food becomes slightly stronger. As on a success, the contract subject gains energy. They become as healthy and alert as though they had just taken a full night's rest and had a full breakfast. All fatigue penalties disappear, and any bashing damage or damage suffered from food or water deprivation are fully healed.
So, Alana, you feel an infusion of magical energy. Phage, what do you think the last emotion you harvested for glamour was?
Probably because she was just working at the food kitchen, relief.
Okay. And there's a measure of safety and gratitude, like a wave of that you know isn't innately motivated in yourself, but is not trying to change or modify your thoughts or inclinations in any way, but you just feel it drift by on the surface of your consciousness. And the bone deep weariness that you felt from however long you were in your survival dance mode reduces by a degree. You haven't eaten anything in a while, but it almost feels like you very recently did. But there's still that underlying sort of pang of hunger still there, but it's not nearly as debilitating as it was a moment ago.
A good meal and our good Dr. Liss's ministrations will help you a little bit more than that, but that should help tide you over until you get food for you.
Liss, you will notice her body sort of slacken as she relaxes. That tension of both, there is a lot of shit happening right now, and I am still in survival mode, has sort of died down to a, okay, I still have no idea what's going on, but at least I can breathe for a second.
It was about to say this anyways, but it does fit. Guys, we're really crowding.
Aye.
Back off a bit.
And Phage will just sort of step back and wait for Alex to bring food out.
In a few minutes, Alex comes out with a pair of heavy bags, plastic, and you can see a number of fairly upscale takeout containers in there. Joey believes that even if somebody's getting something in a plastic bag, plating is still important. And so they've all got transparent lids that you can see inside. And he's got a number of both vegetarian and non options. There's honestly probably about enough food in here for 2 or 3 people.
Non-bread, it's very good.
Or, you know, Phage during the first part of a movie.
2 people or Phage for half a movie. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But the smell coming out of it is definitely a mixture of aromas, all of which somehow are different but don't clash.
Do any of them spark that?
Give me an intelligence and composure.
Yeah, no offense to Phage's Food Kitchen, but I figured the changeling whose specialty is making food would be a better option for someone fresh across the hedge.
Actually, Phage and Joey are the exact same kith and seeming.
Oh, there you go.
We both specialize in food.
Yep.
I've never gotten the impression that Phage specialized in making it, but that might just be because because it's been years since the last time we played Changeling.
Probably because it's been years.
Right, yeah, no. Phage has a number of crafts dots and all of it's around cooking. Yes, 100%. But Alana, there is a memory. You remember a night when your primary caregiver was tired, and while cooking together was frequently a thing that you shared, this particular night she said that we're going to be a little bit lazy and we're going to order in from one of my favorite places. You wouldn't say that this is the exact same food, but that memory springs back of relaxing around a dining room table and a kind look from an older woman and the comfort of a warm meal that you didn't have to prepare and honestly weren't going to have to clean up much afterwards.
Hold on a second. Oh, that's not.
That's
what happens
zero.
when you. Yep. Yeah, Alana just begins openly weeping.
I didn't do anything.
No,
you didn't.
no.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Joey's food has that effect on people. I completely understand.
This is good.
Looking over the jeep towards Phage. Any idea what's going on with Lark?
Same as it always is, probably.
Lark's being Lark.
She needs time.
Yeah. He literally murdered a child.
Yeah.
Hey, Alana, you here?
There, snap to that.
Maybe not the best thing to say.
Had
out.
it coming. She had it coming. It's
Not
okay.
better. Not better.
She was evil. And
It's a long
It's a
story
whole
that you don't
war.
need to
Long
hear until you
story.
want to hear it. So just relax and enjoy your meal.
Yeah. Maybe not bring that up in public, but yeah, no.
We're in outside here public. That's fine.
We're about as far as we can get from in public while being outside a building. But
But yeah, no, Lark's gonna need some time. Best thing we can do is just very gently check in. Make sure she knows we haven't forgotten.
I drop
And
by
are not
to leave some food with her every now and then and just check to make sure she's okay, but she needs time.
I check in via text. She'll be okay.
Speaking of Lark.
Your Motley's worried about you, Lark.
After about 20 minutes or so, there's a knock on the door.
Mhm.
Does Barnaby have a key?
Yeah, Barnaby would probably have a key.
Okay. It's a courtesy knock. And then you
Mhm.
hear the door open immediately afterwards. And there's the faint click, click, click of hooves on solid floor from down the stairs. Does Lark use Adele's old office for her streams?
She does not.
Okay.
Specifically, she leaves that alone, and she leaves the light always on.
Okay. Barnaby eventually comes into the room where you're at. How's it going there, sweetheart?
Fine. How are you?
Oh, been better, been worse. What'd you get up to today?
I just did some streams, that's all.
Oh, very nice. Decent traction there.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Good stuff.
Everyone likes to watch Sad Chick play Skyrim. It's the best thing on YouTube right now.
No, Lark is completely different when she is on stream.
I also don't know that Lark would be playing Skyrim. That's why I was joking.
No.
What was the last time you ate?
What time of day is it?
It's probably 9:30 p.m. at this point.
Cool. She'll think for a minute. Yesterday, I think.
Okay. Well, then what do you think? Movie and pizza.
Sure. Sounds good.
All right. Has Drummond still been hanging around?
Has Drummond been hanging around?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Drummond has taken up Adele's roof as one of his primary haunts recently.
I thought you were gonna say room.
No.
Am I misremembering, or didn't Adele
I mean,
hate
not
Drummond?
that you know. If so,
Yes.
he cleans up after himself very
a
well
vibe. There
and
was
pretty
a-
quickly.
Yes,
There was a feud.
Yeah.
But
there was a point where Adele drew a knife on the bird.
Yeah.
That's just how Adele said hi.
that was,
Yeah.
to be fair, that was literally the first time she saw the bird. And she apologized after she died.
There was a posthumous apology letter, yeah, or at least apology clause in the letter.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
fine.
Lark apologized to Drummond for Adele.
They're fine with each other now. I like to imagine Ghost Adele and the bird, who is clearly a psychopomp after all, just hanging out and having good talks.
Side note, I have finally finished putting up all the tokens on the overlay. So now our little
Sweet.
rotating
Fancy.
mask main tokens are there and visible.
Very nice.
Nice.
And when we come back from break, they'll all be in sync too.
So I'll call something in then.
Okay.
Are we in the comedy rom-com
Yeah.
adventure?
Yeah, comedy, whatever. Just nothing too depressing.
Tucker and Dale?
So nothing with Adam Sandler in it.
The Road.
Citizen Kane.
The
No.
Mist, but only the ending.
Just the last 15 minutes of the mist.
That would kill Lark
On
right now.
repeat.
No. Birdcage.
Oh,
The Birdcage
damn it.
is
No,
an
Birdcage
amazing.
yeah, Birdcage is fantastic.
Birdcage
Birdcage.
is an amazing, legitimately funny,
Yes.
uplifting movie. I'm going the other direction.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, actually, he's going to go downstairs and find Adele's Roku remote and cue up the Birdcage.
Okay.
The Lodge.
That's perfect.
Fuck you, Jeremy.
What's wrong?
Listen, again, The Lodge is an amazing, amazing movie.
What am I am I thinking of? Hang on. Oh, Bird Box was what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah,
Bird
that's
Box.
okay.
Oh,
Much
that's
different. Much different.
different
vibe
bird
there.
movies.
Bird
yeah.
Box was what I was thinking of.
Ah,
The lobster.
yes, Bird Box is a very different movie than The Birdcage.
But you see how my brain confused the two.
Oh yeah, 100%. I
Absolutely.
can definitely see you conflating those.
But the plots, polar opposites.
I mean, well, thematically, they're kind of the same. It's about learning to accept your kids.
Two different ways, but yeah.
Two very different ways.
Regardless.
Oh.
You guys get set up with food and a movie. And as he sits down to just before he pushes play, he puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Sure you're doing okay? I want you to roll 3d10."
Okay.
This is, just so you know what you're rolling, a clarity roll. Retroactive for the amount of trauma Lark has been through recently. Ooh, that's a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Yeah.
That is a failure on a clarity roll, so that is a mental break moment.
Okay.
Your clarity drops by 1,
Okay.
and let me make sure I have this mechanic right, because I don't want to fuck you over unnecessarily. You roll, what would that put your clarity at total?
6. Yeah, 6.
6 total? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right. Roll me 6d10 then
Okay.
in this case. Okay. With no successes on that, Lark has required what is called a mild derangement. So you and I will talk over break about what effect that is on Lark.
Okay.
But knowing that over the past few weeks, her mental health has fallen enough that she's developed a level of a trauma response, how does she react?
What was she reacting to? What
He
did he
li-
say?
How are you doing? With a
Okay,
hand
it
on
was
your shoulder.
literally just how
Yeah,
are you doing?
mhm.
Okay.
But phrased in that sort of way of, I'm not being like, hey, how you doing? But a very distinct, intentional, talk to me about your actual emotions. You don't have to say, I'm fine, kind of thing.
She tries way too hard to hold herself together and all that comes out is kind of a whimper, and she just crumbles to the floor in tears, just shaking.
And that's where we're going to go to break tonight.
Those of you watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. A dinosaur story.
All right. So, Lark,
To
as
a
you
T-Rex breaking
break
through the scene.
on your floor, and Barnaby immediately gets down there with you and just wraps his arms around you
Mm-hmm.
and waits for things to subside, just being a presence. Eventually, that calm resumes. Comparative calm, anyway. Give me a wits and empathy for Lark as well.
It does not want me to click on empathy, does it? No. Why is sorcery on here?
Click one of your mental stats.
Everybody gets sorcery eventually.
Click what?
Click one of your mental stats, your like presence, manipulation, and composure, and then click off of it.
I don't have sorcery on mine. I want to know where y'all are getting sorcery.
It's just a default field that manifests every once in a while. It's technically from like a
Okay.
mage, like a
Yeah.
Mage the Awake.
There we
The
go.
wrong mage. It's from the wrong mage.
The wrong
sheet, I'm
mage,
pretty
yes.
sure.
Okay.
All right, got it back. Great. Okay.
Yes.
A success.
You are aware to an extent. You know life is not normal right now. You are doing your best, but you are hanging on by a thread, by a fingernail sometimes.
Right.
What does Lark think she needs most? Not like necessarily in a long-term, extended goals sort of thing, but what does she need to get through tonight?
To get through tonight,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, interacting with Barnaby, interacting with someone else.
Okay. He'll pull you in back to the couch after a bit. And Barnaby is a fairly insightful person, which is one of the reasons you've been able to maintain around him, and he's been able to help at least somewhat on this whole thing that you've been involved with. But there is a level of difficulty that he sometimes has in moving from understanding to actually enacting, but he is doing his best.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to make a quick roll. Tonight, however, he is able to fairly quickly zero in. And with the activities of the evening, the food, the movie, he fairly naturally manages to keep up kind of a running commentary. He's not doing the thing where we're both going to sit in silence and watch something and just let it happen. But, is doing his best to crack his very dry sort of jokes at the plot of the film as it's going on and engage you directly in a more interactive style. And at one point during a break in the evening's activities, he sort of stops for a minute and says, I got you something.
Okay.
And he sticks his hand in his jacket pocket and pulls out a small glass vial. It's kind of a square, about 2 inches in all three dimensions, with a little stopper at the top. And there's a little ribbon tied around the neck. I know stuff's been kind of hard, and this might help.
What is this?
It's something I brewed up. I got some stuff from market, and it doesn't do anything to you. I know you've been a little. I know you've taken some steps back recently, and this is not me trying to make you go back on that. But you know me. This is what I do to try and help, among other things. But this is intended to help you unlock things that might help, but it doesn't force anything outside your choice. You drink it before bed, and you'll have an even lucider dream than normal. But there's stuff in here around insight and revelation, a little bit of healing and stuff. If you feel like you need more, you can hang on to this, and if you decide you want it, great. And if not, it doesn't really have a shelf life, so however long it takes. And if you never use it, you never use it. I'm not going to be offended either way. You know me.
She'll stare at it for a minute. Thank you.
As you're looking at it, it's kind of a greenish, vaguely translucent tincture of some sort. And inside, you can see a faint glint of silver that kind of swims its own little course on the inside, displacing the greenish liquid around it. But it looks more like a shard of glitter almost just in there. It doesn't look like alive or anything, just one object in it that catches the light and is sort of constantly in motion, sometimes coming into view, sometimes losing itself in the deeper liquid. Did you want me to stay over?
Not tonight.
Okay. I'll check in again tomorrow.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
He gives you a kiss on the cheek. And just kind of holds the side of your head there for a second. Things get bad. Call me.
Okay.
Okay. You hear him go outside. The door shuts. There's the turning over of an engine, and then a stall, and then the turning over of an engine, and a stall. And then on the third time, it finally catches, and you hear his shitty old pickup truck go down the street. Meanwhile, the rest of you.
Yep.
You have food. You have a new person. What's happening next?
Has Alana actually eaten anything yet?
No, she just tears.
Dad,
Just
slide back into the seat.
Yeah.
So take your time, but eating will help.
Where are we taking her?
It's up to her. Though someplace warm, probably, if she's willing. Sorry, that's rude. What pronouns would you like to use, if that matters to you at all yet?
She or they is fine.
All right. Do you want to be around people or do you not?
Yes, please.
Okay. Crack house?
Yeah, I'm gonna say back to the hollow. Yeah. Or
She will look at Megan when she says crack house.
It's just what we call it. It's just what we call it, sweetie.
It's somebody's
a
last
nickname.
name. It's fine.
It's nice.
have we
It's
boarded up
actually
the
really
walls
nice.
yet?
It doesn't look like. Well, no, it was fully fixed up.
Yeah, no,
we haven't fully fixed it?
Adele put a lot of work into fixing that place
Okay,
up.
cool.
Well,
Well,
and
yeah,
af-
but then it got
after-
completely riddled by automatic gunfire.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
talking
after-
about.
But
Right,
after
but after that,
it was
Autumn showed
fully
up.
more than fixed up than Adele had
Yeah.
managed to do.
Yeah.
Got it.
mhm.
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
Like there's no
Yeah.
holes in the roof. There's no bullet holes.
Yeah, no,
anywhere.
place is sewn up tight. It still looks like absolute shit from the outside, which you think was
Uh-huh.
on purpose.
Yes,
so
it
that
is.
nobody
but
comes in trying to
right, yeah.
live there.
Right, but inside, spotless.
Yeah. Let's take her home.
Right.
Okay, I'll hop back in the front seat.
Okay, so this
Great.
little caravan drives off.
I will let the engine rev real hard for a second before I go out of park. Which is, I think
Continue.
that's just Akujin's style. He lets you make the mistake and then gives
Mhm.
you the correction.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
Megan will, to the surprise of everybody, will speed a little bit, but with purpose this time. She is trying to get there ahead just to make sure, fixed up fully or not, it's still not in the best neighborhood,
Mhm.
and make sure that there is nobody hanging around.
Oh no.
Okay.
That might be intimidating or the like, and if they will be gone
Are we able to park? Are we able
or
to park?
unconscious behind the house.
I know normally we park on the street. Are we able to park behind? Like, is there like an access to thing
Alley?
behind the
No, not behind it.
building?
No.
Okay,
No, street parking is the only parking on that road.
cool. Just wanna make sure.
Phage also, as you're preparing to pull out of the parking lot, your phone chimes.
Got it.
It's a text from Joey Hot Sauce who says, in case the newbie wants to know who from, and there's a picture of him with his big gristle grinder jowly face and his like sort of up jutting orc pig-like tusks doing a thumbs up cheesy grin with all of the food that is definitely in the bag now right behind him on the counter.
You're a great one, Joey. I'll let him know.
All right. Megan, you get there a little bit ahead of some
Yep.
of them.
Phage is trailing behind the Jeep for the same reason that Megan is going ahead.
Yeah.
Basically.
Foreguard, rear guard. Absolutely.
Yep.
And then Akujin in the actual Jeep for anything that gets past the foreguard,
Guard,
rear guard.
Right, exactly. As you get there, Megan, there is a pair of people seated on the steps of your guy's house.
Oh, stop, hop off. Who is it? Somebody familiar, or is it just random people?
No, there's a couple random skinheads smoking cigarettes and probably maybe something else on the steps of your guy's crack house.
They don't have means. They're not random change
Nope,
who stop by.
Give me a wits and streetwise.
Okay.
Question: by this point, has Megan acquired a Los Terranos patch
Nah.
with the amount of time you've been hanging out with the gang?
It's not impossible, but
that'd be up to you. Like,
that would be, I don't know, because one success.
One success. Yeah, these are a couple of indigent punks.
Hi guys, what's up? As walking towards them.
Nothing. What the fuck do you want?
Hi, yeah, you're sitting in front of my house, and I'm gonna have to ask you to leave now.
One of them kind of leans over to the other. Think she's gonna step over.
And when they start remotely doing anything that's suggesting that is suggesting a sass or
I mean, that's what they
reticence
defaulted to.
comply, one of the telescoping batons comes out, and I'm smacking him across side the head.
Give me a strength and weaponry.
Yep.
His defense is 2.
Okay.
So -2. Make sure you've got your baton selected for the extra dice from the weapon.
Yep. Attack. -2.
Zero hesitation.
I'm so glad Megan
None.
drove ahead.
Not
I'm so
even
glad
a
Megan
little
drove
bit.
ahead, because I don't want to have to murder
2
people in
damage.
front of the new
Whack!
person.
And then give me a presence and intimidation +2 for the 2 damage that you just did to the
Alright.
back of one of these fuckheads.
I'm so glad I don't have to
Telescoping
murder
baton is still
someone.
bashing damage, or
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is bashing
It
damage.
is bashing damage
I believe I
because
get
none
a
of the writers
bonus
of
for this.
World of Darkness have ever been hit by a telescoping baton in their lives.
Correct. Well, honestly, I feel like it's more of a balance thing.
Right. Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah.
no, it absolutely is. Yeah, no, there.
Yes, because you can do
Um,
lethal damage with a shoe. So
in
real life.
I am going to.
You can spend a willpower if you
Megan
want.
does not have. No, I'm not spending willpower. We're
Mhm.
going to need those for the weeks to come. But I am spending 2 glamour
to boost
Okay.
your,
as
to
a
boost your roll. Yeah.
as a draconic for +2 to my roll, which is
Okay.
good because, like I said, I don't have intimidation. That's only +2.
Yeah, it's only a -1.
I mean,
not
honestly, you only need 1 success per
3 successes.
per shithead. So,
I'm sorry,
you-
was I not clear? Get the
Well,
fuck
you-
out of my
you- you had
yard.
you had a +2 from the 2 damage, so technically you have 4 extra dice, not just 2.
Oh, that's true. I'm still missing 2.
yeah, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll 2 more.
Okay.
Okay, same
Just
same
between-
result.
I'm sorry. Was I not clear? Get the fuck off my yard.
You get to the word clear, and they are already halfway down the sidewalk.
If I see you again, I'm not using the fucking baton.
You do not think you will be seeing these gentlemen anytime in the near future.
Cracks neck one side, cracks neck the other side, puts on the friendly face, and goes inside to do a check of the house because there's always the possibility somebody got inside.
Okay. The front door is locked still. But
Okay,
you
then never mind.
right. You
Then
can unlock it, right? Mm-hmm.
I put on the friendly, the friendly, empathetic, caring face.
Right.
It's like
As
and
everybody pulls up.
scene. Okay.
Pretty much.
Love Megan. Megan's great.
All right.
All right. So
So at this
it's-
point, we're going to move ahead into the next few weeks. Spring is right around the corner for the keyhole of Baltimore. And with winter's reign coming to an end, and the Winter King about to voluntarily cede power to the Spring Monarch, there is a buzz throughout Baltimore because the question of who's going to be in charge of the city for the next quarter is a question on everybody's mind. Now, each of our players here will have a chance to pick an objective for each of the 3 weeks that remain before the final tally of votes for the spring courtiers are counted, and their simple majority selection will determine the upcoming monarch for the next parts of the season. So for the first week that Alana is back in Baltimore, everybody's going to pick an objective. We'll figure out a dice pool for it and go from there. Starting with Akujin. What's Akujin doing over the next week?
Akujin makes it very clear to the others. If any of the others are like campaigning, he makes it very clear that he apologizes for not being able to support them, but he has a task he's got to get done. And he's working on establishing a chapter house for the Squires of the Broken Bow.
Okay. In his efforts to establish that chapter house, are you actively looking for a premises? Are you? Whoop, we lost Shani.
Okay.
Oh,
The mouse took its revenge.
see, yeah, that's what happens when you scab.
There they are.
There.
When you get a scab mouse, your computer shuts off.
No, my computer just decided for some reason to turn off the Wi-Fi. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
really
yeah,
need to get like an Ethernet cable and just run a heart.
So yeah, I would be using Los Terranos to look for property, basically. Like I'm trying.
Okay, looking for property specifically.
Like-
Give me
Yeah.
an intelligence and streetwise.
And preferably, I want it to be a place that has a trod or is next to a trod. Like that's someplace that would be
Okay, that's gonna raise the number of successes you
Yeah.
need. But so this will be an extended roll. So if you don't get enough successes this first week, you can continue to push forward on these and try and get more successes the following week.
which will definitely
by
be
making the
confusing to
big roll.
some members of the gang when they're like, here's a perfectly good place for whatever it is, because I think he would couch it as like he wants to open up his own HEMA club, because that's again really good cover for Night Squires of the Broken Bow.
Right, exactly.
So some of the gang might get confused because he'll be turning down perfectly good locations. But yeah. So what would I be rolling?
Okay, so you'll be rolling intelligence and streetwise. You can use one of the dots of your status with Los Terranos in this, so you get a +1 to this roll. I'm going to say for finding a decent premises that is available near a trod, you are going to need 5 successes.
Would I get any bonuses for Diego helping me with my 5-dot retainer?
That's looped in with Los Terranos.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would I get any bonuses from my summer mantle for like any summer allies that might be helping me too?
No, you would need the actual dots and allies for that.
Okay.
Summer Mantle is just your standing and reputation with the court, not necessarily your ability to grab in actual manpower per se.
Cool. All right, so intelligence, streetwise. This is very bad dice pool. I'm rolling 3 dice for this.
Okay. You can spend a willpower if you want.
Spend a willpower.
There's only 1 dice pool for these weekly ones where you can't spend willpower. Sorry, Phage.
So
My life harder, why don't you?
None of your opponents you used willpower, so
Fair
one
enough.
success.
1 success. You're starting to chase down some leads. All right. Lark, what's Lark doing for this next week?
Mainly working.
Okay.
Trying to get more out of the house.
Okay.
More human world rather than changeling world, though.
All right.
But she will, for Phage, because she wants Phage to be the Spring Queen. She will try at some point to see if she can figure out where people seem to stand on things, or where people in Spring Court seem to stand.
Okay. Does Lark have any dots in Spring Goodwill?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Let me see then.
Yeah, because you're Lark's Autumn Core, right?
Yes, Lark herself is Autumn, but you can have good rep with other courts.
Yes.
Okay.
Megan has plenty of that. Except for winter.
Can she at all use her reputation that she is the one that killed Queen Gracie?
That's not necessarily going to count for this, especially considering that you're mostly doing intel gathering. That will be manipulation and politics.
Okay.
Now, for every 2 successes,
why'd you just say the same thing twice?
For every 2 successes that Lark gets on this roll, you will reduce the penalties that Phage is operating under, which we will cover when we get to Phage, by 1.
Can I spend a willpower on this?
You may, yes.
Because I do not have politics.
Okay. So that removes
counteract the -3, yeah.
Yep, counteract the -3.
1 success.
1 success. All right, so we got 1 success going for Phage so far. We need to get at least 2 in order to start reducing those penalties, but we've gotten some progress. It's difficult probably for Lark, having spent so much time in the recent future away, trying to open those doors, both from a social perspective, but also from your own interior mental perspective. Not the easiest hump to get over, but you manage to touch base with some of your old contacts, mostly in the performing venue side of things, friends in the Keyhold that you made as one of the primary performers to the night gallery during your time there, etc., etc. And you are able to find a little bit of information on what the other candidates for Spring Monarch are doing. To no one's surprise, Lark's probably included, Leaffinger and Sunset Blue are the two primary contenders for the Spring Crown. Julia, what's Alana doing during her first week back in the real?
So her first week would probably be the boring stuff that every changeling has to do to try and fit in.
Okay.
So, getting set up with a cell phone, trying to get documentation, because her ultimate goal is to get back out there. Trying to get the ball rolling on that. So getting documentation so that she could eventually go forth to get an agent.
Okay. Go ahead and give me. So a lot of this is based around the fact that you need to make contacts in the Keyhold in order to get connected to the people who can help you with this. These are not things that, Alana can necessarily just go out and walk down to the DMV and be like, hi, I want a driver's license, that sort of thing. A lot of that has to get finessed behind the scenes in order to get that set up. So I'm going to have either a presence or manipulation, one of those, and socialize from Alana.
I think it will. Hold on. Why is it not letting me select socialize?
Sometimes you have to click a whole bunch in your attributes to clear out and then start clicking off things as well.
Okay, it selected it.
Three successes. All right. So you are able to get out, make some contacts within the Keyhold. Your initial friends in the Unlikely are a good starting point to direct you to who you need to talk to in order to get things set up. And you start to make some significant progress. You get your basic identity paperwork underway. You start making some contacts in the performing arts scene. Do you think you meet Alana at any point during this first week?
Depends on where she is in the performing arts scene. Because Lark's just going on jobs that her agent gets for her.
Okay, so she's not dropping back by the crack house or following up on anything. Okay, so yeah.
No, she's not actually interacting with the Motley at all.
Okay, sounds good. So Alana, you hear a lot of talk of this Lark individual who seems to be affiliated with the Motley. Still have not met her yet. But
and another thing that has come to light for everybody in the Motley is that Alana was taken when she was 16. It was a big shock for her to find out that she's now 26.
Fair.
So there is a period of adjustment and the constant reminder of I am not a kid anymore. I am an adult. And that also has to be reminded probably still, even after these 3 weeks are over, Alana probably still has to be reminded of that.
After learning that when Alana is ready, Akujin is taking her for her first drink.
Oh, yeah.
I think someone might beat you to it.
Both of you roll a d10.
Well, we can roll a d10, but can we get to my plans first before we get
to
okay.
That's fair enough. Liz, what are you doing for this first week?
I'm going to try and talk to Click Clack by sneaking into the comments. I have the contract of Muir that's Riddlekip, and at some point Phage probably ate something, right? in all of this. I'm going to go in as just someone. Yeah, just not me.
Okay. And what are you trying to? Because
Click
having a
was-
conversation with somebody does not take a week per se.
No,
if you know
it
what
doesn't. I am trying to figure out what Leaffinger's doing. Liz is trying to do the like figuring out who's going to win this election.
Okay, so
and
you're not actively helping Phage with her
no
stuff.
She
you're
does not
you're
apologize for that.
you're on your own set for this. Okay.
Yes.
Give me a wits and politics then.
Oh no. Okay. I have 8 out of politics. That's good.
And are you doing this according to College of Worms approach, where you're actually trying to find omens and read them? Or are you just doing good old detective work to try and figure out?
Omens. Omens
Okay.
all the way.
All right. Well, in that case, then make it wits and occult.
Okay. I'm much better at that. Two successes.
All right. So you go into the night gallery in
Mhm.
heavy disguise,
Yeah.
ignoring the fact that you guys are members of the Keyhold and therefore freely welcome here. But
Don't
you
want
know,
them to know that it's
right,
me.
yeah, no, that's perfectly understandable. And you take some time rather than digging in to trying to eavesdrop on people and see what the conversations are about and stuff like that. You go find Click Clack, who has largely taken over your old nest way up in the lighting rafters. And he just kind of scoots to the side and lets you chill, and you start reading the crowd, just like in the way that ancient fortune tellers throughout history have observed the movements of cloud or the flights of flocks of birds. You're watching how the crowd moves during open evenings and trying to divine under the patterns of subconscious movement where the mood of the Keyhold lies. So you've made some progress on that side of things.
Okay.
All right. Which brings us to Megan.
All right. So for week 1, there's still a couple weeks until election time. So
Right.
that is
Phage is
second-
making a campaigning role each week, and the total successes she gets over the course of the weeks, however, determines her success in the election.
right.
So each week matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Week 1, there is a higher priority,
Sure.
which is taking care of Alana and getting
Okay.
Alana settled.
All right.
So she is spending pretty much. She will do a couple, some minor appearances at the nightclub,
Okay.
just to make sure that she's still there. He'll probably bring Alana there at one point
Mhm.
later in the week.
Okay.
But most of what she is doing this week is breaking in the realities of what the world is today, figuring out how long it's been
Mhm.
for Alana,
Okay.
what she needs to be aware of in terms of the real world, what she needs to be aware of in terms of the changeling world, and basically giving Alana the full primer and getting her ready to associate with mortal and changeling society. She will
Okay.
be introducing Alana to people if Alana seems ready for that, in terms of like court leaders, people who are friendly to the Motley, giving her the heads up of people who are not friendly to the Motley. Gail, people like, this is Gail. We hate Gail. Fuck Gail. Not literally fuck Gail, just fuck Gail. Unless you're in the mood for a hate fuck, in which case, I'm not saying I've done that. But yes, I have done that.
Oh god.
Not
Okay.
with Gale,
I was
with
saying-
other
I
people.
was saying,
Oh,
that
okay.
does that in this case mean Gale? No, okay.
I mean, it doesn't not
not
mean
mean.
Gale, but
Just not yet, Gale.
not yet Gale. Correct. But yeah,
okay.
so that's the gist of what she's doing this week. There are 2 more weeks for her to do what she expects to be some fairly significant
good.
campaigning.
Okay. So, I will take then in that case an intelligence and empathy
Okay.
as you're sort of reading your new acquaintance and
Mhm.
trying to impart the information that she's going to need and make the right connections for her.
Okay, my empathy is real good. My intelligence is fine. And as important as this is, I really want to save my willpower for trying to get Sage on the
Okay.
card. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
God damn it. Okay, that's fine.
0 successes in this case is not like you don't accomplish anything. It's just
Right,
it's a
of
very kind of
course.
surface level. But you make some introductions, not as many as you'd like, and you don't necessarily get Alana as ingratiated and dovetailed into Changeling Society as you would have hoped, but progress is still made on
Right.
that,
Really, this
and
is more for Alana's sake than
Mhm.
than the connections at this point. Really.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's fine. She's
But
okay with
you
it.
definitely establish Alana's presence in the keyhold as, hey, there's a new person here. Currently, while Winter is still in power and therefore Winter people are a little harder to find, the rest of the courts are pretty accepting, and any new return is met with depending on the personality of the individual
Right.
changeling, of course. Some people assume that every newcomer is a secret hedge hunter for the keepers, and some people just assume that everybody who gets out is absolutely here to help out 100%, and then varying shades in between. But most things are fairly welcoming at the moment.
Okay. Cool.
Phage, are you using Paige this week or saving her for a following week?
Yeah, I think because I'm basically relying on myself this week, I will see if Paige can help out this week.
Okay. So at some point, Alana, a counterpoint to Phage makes your acquaintance. This is Paige Cortez. She's a Hispanic girl, very obviously full human, but also very obviously in the know about changelings, which you have been led to realize is an anomaly at the best of times. But she's mid-20s, seems very intelligent, very clearly romantically entangled with Phage, and the two of them are thick as thieves most of the time. But if you're spending any time at the crack house, they engage in a number of conversations during the early parts of the week, apparently strategizing about something, which eventually turns out to be Phage's efforts at getting elected to be the spring monarch, which you're sort of getting a feel for how the court system works. Megan has explained the various nuances as best you can of the fact that power transitions on a seasonal cycle, et cetera, et cetera. And with the spring equinox coming up in less than a month, somebody's going to have to take the reins for spring as a court during their phase of leadership throughout this part of the year. So we're going to have a manipulation and politics, and she will spend a willpower on this because she can. Roll for Paige as she tries to help her girlfriend strategize on the best way to cover things going forward. Come on. Get rid of the thing. There we go. And a willpower. Drop the thief and sorcery, please. God damn it. There we go. +3.
Fuck
Boom.
yes.
So you are only rolling at a
Go,
-1.
go.
You didn't get the full 6 successes you need, but you did get 5.
Yep, that's good enough.
So, all right. Phage, you are rolling in your first efforts to convince Spring Court that you are a valid and profitable contender for Spring Monarch. Either presence or manipulation.
Gonna do manipulation.
Okay, manipulation, politics, and your Spring Mantle.
Yep, which brings my what would have been a +4 from Spring Mantle down to just a +3.
So yeah, -1 on the penalty, and let's hope for some explosions and see what happens.
Here's the hope. Nope, fucking yeah, that
Ouch.
tracks. 11
Alright.
fucking dice. That's about what I was afraid of.
Okay. So things do not seem like they're going particularly well for the first week. But
It's okay,
there are
we'll
2
get there.
weeks remaining. For the second week, starting with Liz, what are you up to?
Okay. I am going to try
Explode.
to sabotage Leaffinger.
Oh no.
Okay.
Actually, oh yes.
Oh yes.
But also, oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, I have Leaffinger's total score in front of me. We might be
Okay.
able to reduce this somewhat.
Yeah.
I am so on board for this.
Give
See
me
how this backfires.
Because I have artifice, and if you will let me do a glamour thing, I have Unmaker's destructive gaze. Something is going to break at this commons.
You know what's a good way to sabotage Leaffinger?
murder him.
Killing
Assassination
Leaffinger.
of Leaffinger.
Yeah. But Liz is not good at killing people. She's good at killing things.
Please don't put that idea in Mark's mind right now.
I mean, it's just one more. This one's an adult.
Unmaker's destructive gaze, presence in
Yeah.
weird.
Costume
Make
glamour.
something
I am trying to
briefly
do it
cease working.
Like you
subtly.
haven't crossed
I-
that threshold already. What's one more?
Okay.
Something that
How much
seems-
glamour do you have currently?
I have currently 2, 3, 6.
Because this is you have 6.
Yep.
This is I'm going to
Oh.
say if you want to use this contract as your primary pool for things, you're
Mhm.
going to have to spend all 6 of that glamour and do it multiple times throughout the week to make it an extended roll. Because otherwise, this is just an instant roll, and it only stops it from working.
Yeah. Once.
For a brief period of time. Even on exceptional successes, it's still only going to be maybe a day.
I have a grudge against him, so yes.
Okay. All right.
100%. Fuck that dude.
Roll me presence and weird.
Not
You
even
can
in the
spend
hate fuck way.
You can spend willpower if you want.
Yes.
For
I
as many
would.
successes as you make, half of them will subtract from his successes of a total.
I love
All right.
how, and I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I just love how the Motley, like, we lost access to a thing, or we lost responsibility for the thing that we made. So instantly and irrevocably,
If it can't be mine,
we-
it can't be yours.
Leaffinger has made not only an enemy, but like one that will commit a murder-suicide pact if necessary to get rid of. it.
Uh-huh.
What's willpower get me again? Is that 3 dice?
Three
Plus
three
three
extra
dice.
dice.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm
So you'd be
gonna
rolling
roll.
presence and weird +3.
All right, here we go.
Megan wasn't even with the
A
Motley at that
success?
point. She feels
One
the same
success. It does not go off particularly well,
Mm.
unfortunately.
Okay.
You spend some time at the, just around the night gallery, sometimes trying to fuck up shit that's working on the inside, sometimes trying to fuck up shit that's on the outside, like people's vehicles and stuff. But unfortunately, Leaffinger has his motley, an entire staff, a secondary motley in the High Thunders, the people that he brought in from out of town, there's just so much manpower at this fucking place that anything that you break gets either bypassed and jury-rigged or just flat out repaired pretty damn fast.
Okay.
And unfortunately, no appreciable advantage is made on that.
Could be worse. Could have backlash.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's fair.
could have resulted in penalties for Phage.
Anyway,
Oh,
didn't
no,
get
I can't do
worse.
that. Never mind. Not on an extended thing. Shoot.
oh yeah, no, the luck token doesn't work on
Yeah.
extended, only on
No, it
instance. Yep,
doesn't.
mhm, yep.
I looked at it.
Yep, sorry.
All
I
right.
actually managed to make a mildly mechanically balanced item in that one.
Yeah. That's my week.
All right, Jeremy, for Megan, what's Megan up to this
All
week?
right, so week 2, now that we have gotten Alana, and she's obviously this isn't everything. She is still doing,
Right.
she's still checking in with Alana, making
Mhm.
sure staying with Alana a lot of the time, doing the occasional as inobtrusive as possible check-ins with Lark,
Mhm.
promoting Lark's stuff that she's tweeting.
For sure,
that sort of thing, because it's definitely still Twitter.
Yeah,
because it's not X, because there is no such thing as X.
no,
Because Elon
interestingly,
Musk does not exist.
I was going to say, interestingly enough, there was an individual known as Elon Musk who died of a mysterious disease about 10 years ago for something that he contracted while testing an improperly analyzed and developed fuel system on a thing called SpaceX.
Love that for him.
Yeah, blew up somewhere in the mesosphere.
But this week and next week is all about Fate. So
Okay.
for this week, and I don't know how you want to do this, whether I'm getting, I would assume it's one role, a representative, but I have two contracts that I can use that are very effective. This week is all about what's it called? A Cupid's Eye,
Okay.
which
Is that a
is
Vainglory
figuring
one?
out. I'm sorry.
Is that Vainglory or is that Fleeting Spring?
That is
Fleeting
a really
Spring,
good
right.
question. I'm just gonna
That
throw
is
it
Fleeting
in
Spring
chat.
1 dot.
All right. Yep. Okay. So you're
It is
trying to.
I am
Mhm.
figuring out. So here's what Megan is doing. Megan is spending a metric shit ton of time. Literally every second that she is awake. Pretty much, other than checking on other people and stuff. At the nightclub, at other spring court strongholds.
Mhm.
And she is hanging out with people. She is partying. She is etc., etc., etc. And she is using ridiculous amounts of caffeine, illegal drugs if necessary, to keep conscious, to where she's only missing like maybe 4 hours a day.
Okay.
And she is figuring out what everybody who is a potential voter wants.
Okay. I'm going to say
week 2's plan
Mhm.
is the Song of Distant Arcadia to persuade people using that knowledge.
Okay. I will say, since this is your info gathering version,
Right.
this is going to be manipulation, politics, spring mantle,
Okay.
and since you've got an active contract that you can use, it does require a glamour expenditure, so I'm going to say it gives you a flat +2 dice to this roll.
Okay. Well, this is not fantastic, but we will see.
You
My
can
spring
spend
mantle is
willpower
actually
on this
really
as well.
good. I am spending willpower.
Okay.
So that will give me, with that plus my spring mantle, which is 3, a total of +6.
Okay.
My manipulation and politics.
If you get up to 6 successes on this, that will eliminate Phage's penalties for this week. Any additional success beyond that first 6, I will figure out ways to employ further.
All right.
You get
see how this
You
goes.
also get an additional +2 from your contract.
Yes, you also get an
So you
additional
should be a
+2 from
+8.
using the contract. So there should be a total of +8 in there.
+8. All right. Fingers fucking crossed.
I know, please. Don't roll like I did. Hey,
4 successes.
it's better than
Okay.
nothing.
All right. What's Alana up to this week?
So she's still trying to make connections, trying to get her name out there, trying to find an agent this week, but
Okay.
seeing and taking lead from Megan is going to offer assistance where she can with Phage, even though she has barely any presence within the spring court. She's trying to be as helpful as possible, even
Okay.
with as little as she is involved here.
All right. So that would be for Alana. You could do either presence and politics or manipulation and politics. And you can spend willpower on this if you'd like.
I actually have a dot in politics. I'm surprised.
There you go.
Okay, so
The
presence,
K-pop scene is nothing
politics,
if not political.
that is
Dude. Let's just talk about what they did to Foot into. Oh my god.
so I am spending willpower here.
Okay. So you give yourself. All right.
Oh my
There's
God.
one more success. Okay.
Tonight.
Akujin. Week 2.
Same thing. Yeah, just still trying to locate a place.
Okay.
How many successes did you say I needed?
You need 5 total.
Cool.
Yep.
Got 1,
So
I need 4.
same dice pool. You can spend willpower on this as well if you'd like.
Yep. So it's going to be +1,
And you get
from
that
my
extra +1
status.
from your gang.
Okay. Is there anything else I can use to help me with this? Do we have don't we have access to like goblin fruits?
Yes.
Some.
Are there any that we have access to that I could use to help me here?
I don't think any of the species you currently have. No.
Even like through just bargaining?
Right now, you're just trying to find information. You're trying to get a lead on a place.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not really going to help with that because you guys are more like actually hitting up real estate agencies and then cross-referencing those with your changeling resources of, hey, this place is available. Is it anywhere near a trod? Fuck no, kind of thing,
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, so nothing that I can use right now. So it's just that +4. Ba-da-ba. 3 more successes. So that
3 successes.
puts me at 4.
You're starting to narrow down the field. Absolutely.
Hopefully
All
I
right.
don't whiff on next week.
Lark.
All right. Lark is going to bite the bullet. She is going to go to the night gallery.
Okay.
She's going to, in a similar way to Megan, she's going to try to party with some of Spring Court
Okay.
and use whatever influence she has, since she is trying to be an influencer online. So she will try to bring that to the changelings, and she's basically putting on an act, like much like she does when she is online or performing.
Okay.
I like the notion
I will
of them
say,
on opposite sides of the room. They just see each other, just a brief nod, and that's it.
yep.
Like, you're there, I'm there. I understand you still need space. It's fine. Hi. Awesome, you're here.
I'm going to say, since you're actively doing a performance, you can do either presence or manipulation, up to you.
Okay.
You can do either politics or expression, up to you.
Oh, thank goodness.
And you can use half your dots in fame.
Okay.
How many dots in fame does a Lark have
I
currently?
have 2.
Okay,
so
so
that
you get an
would be
extra
one.
+1 there. And then you
Okay.
can also spend willpower if you'd like.
Okay. That's +1 and okay. These don't suck.
Hey,
4
that doesn't suck.
successes.
4 successes.
Nice.
Okay. So that is a total of 9 successes, which is 3 above what was necessary. Do you want to give Phage extra dice that she can roll on hers, or on a 1-to-1 basis, subtract some successes from the other 2 opponents?
The second one. The second one.
The second one.
Yes. Subtract, yes.
Okay. You have to split the total. So you're taking 2 away from one person and 1 away from somebody else.
Okay.
Because
I feel like
it's
it was 2
you
away
don't
from Leaffinger.
2 away, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Two
Yeah,
away
for
from
Lark,
Leaffinger.
always the most away
Yeah.
from Leaffinger.
All right. And
Yes.
1 away from Sunset Blue. All right. Sounds good. So, Phage, you are making a flat roll this run.
Okay. Don't suck. You fucking suck. Hate dice.
Okay, we're going down
I have
swinging.
12 dice. So here's the thing.
Mhm.
This literally sets up the hook that I was talking about previously.
It does. Okay. I've got a mechanic in mind for that then. Yes. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to run through this 3rd week according to the system that we've set up, at the end of which, since you're tail crafting, we'll make the necessary rolls for that. If you're successful, you will roll a single D10 and just add that number of flat successes to your result.
Fuck me.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, beginning of week 3, starting with Alana. What's Alana doing this
for
last
the
week?
audience and the people listening, how many successes did Phage get?
I have 2 total so far.
Yeah, over
Across
the
2
course of
weeks.
2 weeks, we've got 2 successes.
Sorry.
It's
On
been a rough
fucking
campaign.
I was in the other
23
room.
dice.
I was in the other room making some food, and then I heard
Yeah.
it was a bad roll, but no idea what the number was.
I have rolled 23 dice and gotten 2 successes.
Doing
Truly
great.
wild.
Sometimes it be like that.
All the times it be like
sometimes.
that in World of Darkness.
Diff 8 is the worst. 100%.
Agreed. I think Alana, she's probably still going to be doing what she did last week of splitting her time in between trying to get her name out there and getting back into the pop scene, and trying to help Phage as best as she can.
Okay. Which one of those would she be more focused on, though? Because you got to pick one.
Probably
Go for it.
getting her
Go
name
for
back
it.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a presence and expression roll.
Okay. Done. Click on politics. Does my specialty in dance apply here?
Absolutely.
I also have a specialty in singer-songwriter for
So you can
expression.
a dice pool can
either
only
or.
benefit from one specialty, so just give yourself a +1 using whichever one you feel is most appropriate.
Ah,
You land a couple auditions. You do not feel like you make a huge impact, but you at least get your name on some lists. You don't come away with any jobs, and you don't come away with any bites on anybody trying to bite, sort of pulling at the door to rep you, but you get some traction.
probably because she has a breakdown at her first actual, okay, dance.
That's very fair.
Make all be. It's okay, sweetie. It's fine. We will get this in about a week when I can focus all of my attention on helping you. You need to meet my agent, but yeah.
All right. Megan.
All right, so this is week 2.
No,
All
this
of
is
that
week 3.
information, or week 3,
Right. Mhm.
week 2 of her plan,
Oh, yes, yes,
For Faye.
absolutely.
which is using all that information she learned about people's desires. She is deal making. She is fucking everything. I didn't mean that in the way that it sounds, but it's also not necessarily untrue.
Okay.
Using songs of distant Arcadia,
Yep.
in which she will potentially drain herself fully of glamour if fucking need be, to persuade, cajole, tempt, fucking wheel and deal every single person she can into a vote for Faye.
Okay.
There is literally nothing off the table for her
All
in
right.
this case.
Okay. This is let me think.
Sentence is really dangerous, Jeremy.
Since you're doing this over the course of
Adrenaline
a
junkie.
time, how many glamour do you have?
I have not spent any glamour, so I have 6 glamour.
Okay. Go ahead if you want to burn that.
Yep. Every
Okay.
single bit of it. I can go to an orgy later. It's fine.
Fair enough. So you'll be making a either presence or manipulation,
And she's, yep.
and
Okay.
either expression or persuasion,
Okay.
plus your weird as bonus dice, since we're assuming it's
Okay.
success, since you've been spent all that glamour and enacted it several times,
Uh-huh.
plus your spring mantle,
Okay.
plus some willpower if you want to.
Yep.
Plus a willpower, I should say, if you want to. And
Anything else?
nope, that's what you get. You
All right.
you get your weird as extra dice on this one.
So
Weird is
for
also
the
free
record,
like mine.
I have 9 dice plus 6 between my plus the plus 3 you gave me and my willpower.
Okay.
Or spring mantle and willpower.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
1 success. Here we go.
Yeah, I know.
5.
I will
successes.
fucking take that shit.
All right. So that eliminates 2 of the penalties. As you guys have been making the rounds here, you have been catching those whispers that Winter has been actively sabotaging Phage's campaign specifically.
I have no doubt.
To the best of their ability. This is their choice of payback maneuver in terms of the way that they were confronted and dealt with over the course of the Winter War. They have said, fine, if that's the way you want to play the game, nobody works better at pulling strings behind the scenes and sabotaging shit while staying out of sight than we do. And that's what they've been burning their energy doing.
You know what? Megan's not even mad. Politics is politics, and she gets it. Your desires are your own, motherfucker. Like, fair enough.
Lark.
Besides having a hit list, Lark is probably continuing to do what she did the last week.
Okay.
Spending time. She's going to spend a lot of time at the night gallery. This is
All
how
right.
much. This is how much she loves Phage, especially how she feels right now.
Don't think Phage doesn't appreciate it.
Okay.
She's spending time in Leaffinger's domain.
This is why Akujin apologized for not being able to help. It's like
Lark,
gotta
you
call
can
him.
roll presence and expression. If you want to spend willpower, you can
I
have
have
the same.
no more willpower to spend.
Okay, if that's everything, then so you're only at a +1 for your fame. Then so
Okay.
that's what you've got for this.
Yeah.
You only need 1 success to eliminate the
Oh.
penalties. If you get more,
2 successes.
okay. I assume you're pulling another success off of Leaffinger then, or are you giving Phage 1 more die?
Just pull a success
Let's
off of
pull
Leaffinger,
one off
please.
Leaffinger
Okay.
all the time.
I honestly don't care if I win as long as Leaffinger loses.
Okay.
Also, at any point in this, does Lark hear about or run into Alana?
Alana's been out, and if you've been spending time at the Night Gallery, I presume Alana's made some presence there. It is the nexus of Changeling social life in the city. So yeah, you guys have probably run across each other at least.
If there's been even a brief interaction
Okay.
between Megan and Lark.
I'd like to do an interaction with her, but I understand if we don't have time right now.
We'll see if we can wrap one in real quick. We might run, if you guys are okay running a little bit late tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a session back, I'm okay going late.
Let's wrap out this last week then, and then we can hit some of these scenes.
Okay.
Akuji.
Same thing.
All right, give me another roll.
My last
You only need
willpower.
one success.
I only need one success, but it's really my last willpower anyways, because
Okay,
World of Darkness.
that's true.
Since you only need one success, this is where you get like 7.
Well, and also I only got 2 dice in my normal pool, so
Exploding 10 to get 7 anyways.
one success.
There
What
you
I
go.
needed.
Towards the end of the week, you find a premises. The corner of Bolton and Wilson Street in a neighborhood known as Bolton Hill. It's kind of a little bit fairly central Baltimore. And it's on the corner of kind of like a little green space called Fitzgerald Park. So there's some outdoor area that you might be able to take advantage of. And there's a trod that has a gateway near it, just a little ways down the block, across from
Sorry, what was the
kind of like an
address?
art
What was
gallery.
What was the like?
Cross streets are Bolton, Bolton,
Mhm.
and Wilson, Wilson.
Yeah, yeah. And Trod's
And
Trod's where?
and there's a trod kind of kitty corner to it, diagonally across the street at a little art gallery called Project 1628. Trod is kind of like in the alley in the back of that area is the gateway to it.
All right, yeah, because his ultimate goal is to establish like a HEMA fighting club that
Mhm.
he uses to recruit squires of the broken bow, and then establish a foothold in that trod for active like anti hedge beast training. Like
Mhm.
the best way to learn how to fight these things is to fight them. So like,
Fair enough. Want to have a good insert point,
exactly.
as it were. Okay, beachhead. Okay. Which brings us to Liz.
Liz can't watch this train wreck. She is going to hide out in the in our hollow and try and figure out if she can get any sense of where that weird doppelganger echo reflection thing that attacked her is in by coming through other people's dreams. Did anyone see anyone that looked like her?
Okay.
Did they remember anything?
For Liz's information, this is
Yeah.
finals week for the College of Worms. If you do not get your answer in this week, you do not join the entitlement.
Okay. Can she put in the a guess based on what she has already?
You will be, let's see, you've gotten 2 successes so far.
Yeah.
You'll be effectively rolling 2 dice and hoping for something 8 or above.
Okay. I am going to take that.
Okay. All right. So you spend some time in the hollow, in the hedge, trying to figure out what's going on with this doppelganger thing.
Yeah.
What are you doing in there? Just consulting your ability to foretell, or what?
She is combing through like there. I remember this patch of garden she found that was like all the dreams of people in the city. She is coming through that.
Okay, so she's dreamwalking for this.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me. Pull up the Aneromancy section.
I was also going to suggest, because I don't have any glamour, to spend, but I do have a specialization for investigation that's in dreams.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yep.
You are going to be rolling presence and weird.
Okay.
And oh no, wait, sorry. That's only if you're trying to get into your fetches dreams. My mistake. That's not what you're trying to do.
No.
You are going to be making a wits and composure roll. Excuse me.
All right.
So unfortunately, your investigation specialty doesn't apply in this case. This is just looking for the right dreams that might have some of the information you need.
I'm going to spend a willpower on this.
Okay.
Three successes.
You begin to press on through as many, just combing through dreamer after dreamer after dreamer during all of the sleeping cycles that you can manage. And looking for any hint of anything that might be related or reminiscent of the experience you had. And you do find a number of nightmares about doppelgangers, people who see themselves in places when they aren't there, people who cross their doubles at intersections or look in mirrors and see something that is them but moving out of sync with them. There's a presence of that, and with 3 successes, I'll say you don't get like specifically any names or resources, but you are able to establish that there is an unusual significance and frequency of that sort of fear manifesting in this city specifically.
Okay. Any sense of like a location, or is it just diffused?
You're
all
just
over?
you're just getting it
Yep.
throughout the city, throughout the community. But enough that you know this isn't just, oh, this is a common fear, people have nightmares about it.
Yep.
There's a thing.
Do you want me to roll for my guess now or wait?
Go ahead and roll 2 dice.
Okay. Oh, it's 2d20 for some reason. Sorry, wrong
whoops.
button. Let me do that again.
Hey!
You write a name on a piece of paper and you slide it under Tag's door.
Yep.
Phage. Last roll.
Okay.
Start with your politics roll.
Okay.
Just basic campaigning to get your successes going in effectively.
Manipulation. Politiques. Plus my 4 for my mantle.
Mm-hmm.
We did what we could.
4 more successes.
4 more successes.
The 6.
Okay. So that puts you at 6 total.
Yes.
Now, you are attempting to tailcraft this week in a come from behind bid, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What is the pattern that you are identifying here?
This is pulling on the 3rd time's the charm.
Okay.
I've failed horribly twice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The 3rd time needs to be a come from behind for a dark horse victory.
Okay. Sounds good.
And this is the final moment that matters, which
It
makes
absolutely
it
is.
the 3rd time the charm.
All right. You have to set the hook, which costs a glamour. You're not at a penalty for forcing the pattern with glamour, however,
because I have found the pattern.
because you found it. It occurs naturally. So that gives you a +1. What's your clarity?
7.
That's another +1. Do you have any contracts of hearth?
I do not have contracts of hearth. I do have
Okay.
narrative master.
Native master, that's a merit in
It's
here,
a merit.
isn't it?
I can spend extra glamour to boost the roll.
Okay. I will say you can spend, because given that you're expending energy to do all of this politicking, I'll say you have 2 glamour that you can spend on this if you'd like. Maximum.
That's the most I could spend if I was doing it in the instant anyway.
Okay. Perfect then. No particular penalty there.
Come on, Fage.
I know.
All right.
I did not ice pack my crotch for 3 days.
Go ahead and roll your weird. Spend those 2 glamour and go ahead and
To
roll
have
weird
Leaf Finger
+4.
win.
It's 3 successes.
3 successes. All right. Desired effect occurs. However, the character suffers from 1 cruel twist of fate,
Yes. Which you get to decide.
which will come up a bit later. But in an effort to bring a come from behind bid, go ahead and roll me a single D10, and we are adding that many successes.
6 more.
I mean, that's not.
I literally just doubled my number of votes.
Okay.
We're at 12.
We're at 12.
Having written a name on a piece of paper and being confident in your conclusion list,
Yeah.
with your fingers crossed, you push it under Tag's door. The spring election takes place behind closed doors. Only the members of Spring Court are permitted. So of this motley, only Phage and Megan are in attendance at the Night Gallery. It is an evening of...
Alana would also probably signed up for spring as well.
Alana has not been welcomed into the Spring Court yet. You have made
That's
that
fair.
desire known, and
Yeah, we need a monarch.
right.
Yeah.
And Sunset Blue has said, Sunset Blue has been the nominal leader of Spring Court. There hasn't been a Spring Monarch yet, but she's roughly considered the incumbent to an extent by everybody there.
It would legitimately be kind of bullshit for us to be like, hey, we just found another vote.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But
Not afraid.
they
of
have
Trump
said
thing,
that
but
as part of the coronation, whoever gets crowned monarch for Spring Court, receiving Alana's pledge of fealty and joining of the court, they feel would make, and Leaffinger, when his opinion is asked by somebody, probably nobody in the motley, agrees that that would be
Give a
that would be
shit
a
about
nice
his
sort
opinion.
of that'd be a nice sort of like inaugural event of Crown the
I
Monarch.
just want
and then
Leaffinger to have gotten like 20 votes already, like 20 successes on his roll previously.
I'll break down the numbers for you guys after this all resolves. And Alana's pledge of fealty as a member of the Spring Court will be one of the first orders of business, probably taking place at the coronation ceremony itself. But first, we have the election. The celebration is lavish. Will Turnover breaks out the bar.
dope.
He's made another bottle of ether wine to let people get a little smashed ahead of time.
Good.
The music is choice. The energy is high. The spirits are vibrant. And when it comes time for the votes to be dropped in to a jar, there's very little formality or solemnity to the occasion. Everybody seems to be exuding just a celebratory atmosphere.
Before the votes are announced, Megan will we'll be hanging out with Faith most of the night anyways. We're like, look, we've got a 2/3 chance of this turning out in an overall positive for us regardless.
Oh, all right. There's only one result
This
that I'm going to
is-
be upset about.
Yeah, this is, and even then, like, look, he's a fucking asshole, but I don't think he's going to steer Spring wrong. We just don't want him to win. And if he does win, we'll just make sure to make his life as annoying as possible in the
Oh, don't doubt
nicest
that.
way. 'Cause he has to be responsible for us assholes.
But votes are counted. Phage's name comes up a good bit. So does Sunset's. So does Leaf Fingers. And eventually all of the slips of paper are laid out. And it is a very close race. But in terms of total successes garnered, Leaffinger, with 12 dice, came away with 13 successes. Sunset Blue, with 13 dice, came away with 12 successes. And Phage, also, with a blistering come from behind bid, came out with 12 successes.
We're
However,
just gonna beat the shit out of them later.
sabotage was performed. Leaffinger is down 3. Sunset Blue is down 1, leaving the total conclusion 10 for Leaffinger, 11 for Sunset Blue, and 12 for one Phage
Yes.
O'Flanagan.
Fuck!
God.
Yes!
You guys, goddamn.
Holy shit!
Now you're in charge. Congratulations for all the responsibility for everything that
Oh,
goes wrong
no.
this season.
I just need to point out that Jack had previously said, you know, there's the distinct possibility that one of you might win, and I might have to completely rewrite my plans.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Holy fucking shit!
Come from behind tail crafting, man.
Fucking amazing.
Amazing.
And there's a brief silence. And then,
There's not much of a brief silence before this.
with all the sincerity in the world, actually the first person out of their seat with standing applause is Leaffinger. Very shortly followed by the entire rest of the court.
That's not actually unexpected. He
But
doesn't
it's just
hold grudges like us.
Phage's heart is pounding while the votes are being counted, and when she is announced as the victor, she just takes it in for a few seconds and then just exhales as the crowd starts cheering.
You have a tall blonde woman on your back currently.
Oh, she will absolutely support
Punching you
you.
in the side of the head, right? Phage's health is toasted by the entire spring court. The celebration goes into the wee hours of the night. There's no intended secrecy. Everybody's on phones right the fuck away.
There is a because I feel like she's probably pretty drunk at this point, massively mistyped text to the whole motley that is, we're in charge, fuckers.
I will because if I recall correctly, during this event, like the other courts are also gathered and they're like in separate rooms waiting for the news.
That was when the courts were being formed. No, in this instance, the night gallery is cleared of everybody except Spring Court. Everybody else is expected to be off doing other things. Leave us to our shit. Thank you.
I'm probably at the bar with Diego and Alana.
Okay.
And listen, if Liz wants to join.
No, Liz is not there.
If
But
Alana
Liz,
would want to
you
come.
wrote Phage's name on a piece of paper
I did.
and slid it under
I
Tag's
did.
door.
I am anxious and therefore trying to stay busy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I will just like show Diego. And then I'm going to.
Diego goes and full flips the table.
You got to clean that up.
Fuck you.
And I'm just gonna. I'm going.
Gary,
to,
come help me clean this up.
I'm going to text War Dancer and just be like, if you need anything brought up with the new Spring Queen, let me know. That, and not in a bragging way, in a very genuine way, which is what Akujin does. That's why he's got 4
Right.
dots in Summer Mantle. But
So
You get back a sun emoji, a pair of crossed swords emoji, a flame emoji, and then an eggplant emoji.
I just screen cap that, send it to Megan, and say translate ?
I mean, I feel like there's just one of the many, whichever was the first GIF you found on Jiffy, like just full on like if you search Jiffy for like LOL, that's what it is.
Fair enough. Alana.
probably like looking at the phone and then just like looking at the two of Diego and Akajin, you know, celebrating, and just go, this is good.
Yes. It's good. It depends on your perspective, and he will go into a slightly detailed diatribe about what that means.
We're in charge. We also have all the responsibility.
Give
So
Alana the idea of what that means.
Where is Lark when she gets this news?
Lark is at her place.
Okay.
Lark looks at it and smiles the first genuine smile she has in a very long time. And then she will text Phage, congratulations, Your Majesty.
she'll just text back. Thank you so much. And I appreciate what you did. I know it wasn't easy.
I'll also text Phage. Congratulations. The Knights of the Broken Bow have a new headquarters now, and I'm in your motley.
At some point during the evening,
Squire
Phage,
sensitive.
Leaffinger comes up. So, at your pleasure, until you decide otherwise, I'm still kind of in charge of running this place. So unless you want to get that cleared up in some particular direction right off the bat, this is the bit where I ask what you want your coordination to be like.
Well, first off, fuck you.
Fair.
But also, you can keep the night gallery. I'm not going to take that from you because I'm not going to make that kind of naked fucking power grab.
Fair.
feel like Megan's just at the side, just giving meaningful looks, and that's it.
So, should my people talk to your people, or do you have ideas already?
I think it's time for a really big fucking drink. But first, we need to gather everybody up.
All right.
There's people who need to be inducted into the court. There's at least one.
Bacchanal?
Yes.
Just
We're
saying.
we're
Bacchanal?
starting with a fucking bacchanal. We need celebration because celebration comes first and healing comes next.
Fuck yes.
All right. Well,
I'll get the.
if
I'll
we've
get
got
the
a new
key phrase
sister to
ready.
incorporate, we can get that rolling pretty quick. Get her over here as fast as you can. I've got nothing else going on tonight.
I will text Alana and say, come to the night gallery as soon as you can so we can get you properly inducted into the spring court.
She will turn to Akajin. How many beers has Akajin had at this point?
It's impossible to tell. He's also completely unaffected by them.
Okay. Can you give me a ride? I need to go to the night gallery.
Change
Okay.
from last season.
What?
The change from last season. I remember a
gonna-
drinking contest between 3 people. One of whom
But-
was in it just for the fun of it, not to win, because
But as you start
ogre.
to get your first summons, Alana, your mind drifts back to an interaction earlier this week when you met another performer for possibly the first time. When did Lark and Alana first encounter each other at the night gallery?
So, quick question first.
Yeah.
Does Lark know what Alana's trying to do, that she's a performer and everything? Like, from what she's picked up by being at the night gallery and by being in the group text of the Motley?
What do you think for Alana? Has she been keeping that under wraps specifically at all?
I don't think she's learned about Lark, but has not learned of what Lark's doing. So probably would not have really kept anything under wraps.
Okay. So I think Lark is at least familiar that Alana is an aspiring artist and performer, mostly in the music and dance side of things, correct, Alana? Yep.
Yes.
Lark is going to seek her out then at
Okay.
the night gallery.
So one of the nights you're there, maybe just at the bar, having been given a drink by a scrawny, fairly short-statured bartender.
She's
Lark-
probably with Megan, and this is probably the first one she's ever had.
Sounds good.
Yep.
So she would have just if Will turnover, I'm assuming, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Would have asked what she wanted. She would have just like looked at Megan like, what am I supposed to do here?
It would have been something very, very go down easy then.
I mean, are we talking amaretto sour go down easy, or gin and tonic go down easy, or
like the kind of thing that doesn't necessarily taste ridiculously like alcohol.
So like
okay, vodka cran?
Like you don't, yeah, something like that.
vodka
Exactly.
Grand, or a
Something
really,
like that.
really, really, really well mixed like Crown and Coke.
Something like that,
Mhm.
or like even something with where the fruit flavors are overpowering.
Mhm.
Because you don't give somebody for their first fucking drink like something that really hits the alcohol hard.
Speak for
Here's two
yourself.
fingers
My
of
first
whiskey.
drink was a Bombay Sapphire with a heavy pour.
Why?
Vodka straight from the bottle.
Right.
I was gonna say a lot of
I would
like
never
middle schoolers and
fucking
high
drink
schoolers'
again.
first drinks, well
Yeah,
before they were
my-
21, was vodka straight
my
was
fir-
vodka in a water
Right, you
bottle.
just grab a bottle when your parents aren't looking, and
My first drink was tequila. Just
there you
straight.
go. But regardless,
But she
you
would
are
have
given your
gotten
first drink,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Lark, you just show up on her other elbow with Megan sitting one space down.
And if need be for this scene to work better, Megan could very much potentially be off politicking right now because it's sometime within that period. That's up to you two.
I think Lark is going to approach her when Megan is not there.
Okay. Megan is in the back room.
right.
Yeah. Saying, I will be back in about 30 minutes. I have to get votes.
I really wish you would stop phrasing it like that.
No, it's not like that. Not this one.
Okay.
Doesn't change.
So
the
what
request.
does Alana see as a technically to her perfect stranger?
Yes.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, so Lark, her mien is, she has blonde hair with black tips currently. She has yellow gold wings with little bits of brown throughout and feathers going down her arms, and her nails are very long, almost like talons. She and her mask is, I mean, basically all of that minus the feathers and the wings. And she looks and dresses like a pop star. She is dressed full in designer, like top end outfits, and holds herself, especially currently, like a pop star.
I'm glad I chose the e-girl pose for the mini.
Oh, it was perfect. Yes.
Alana, in stark contrast at this point, over the past few weeks has actually gained weight, so she does not look like a corpse walking. But is probably at this point just in a t-shirt, a hoodie, that she has no resources. She has no dots in anything. So just a pair of jeans and a pair of Converse shoes. And is just sort of huddled up at the bar with her drink, but will sort of look and eyes will go wide, but will compose herself. Hi.
Alana, right?
Yes.
I'm Lark.
Give me
You're
a dexterity and athletics as you say that, Lark. +3, I'll say.
Dictionary athletics to say your name.
No.
You said +3?
+3, because you see this coming and you know it's happening.
3 successes.
So, Alana, you see this figure just come up to you, declare her name, and put an open hand down on the bar, as from the complete other end, Will Turnover just slings your standard across the bar to you, Lark, and it just tunk right into your hand.
Perfect.
neat trick. Yes, Alana. You're Lark. You're
Yes.
Lark. Oh, it's nice to meet you. I've heard a bunch of good things.
Good. I've heard a few things about you, but you're new, so we haven't
Yeah, no.
officially met yet. I've needed some space.
I haven't been filled in on everything, and I'm not gonna
Stuff happened during
pretend.
winter and it sucked, is all I'm gonna say right now.
Fair enough.
I hear you're a performer.
Yeah, I was actually almost professional before I got taken. The competition has gotten a lot worse in the years I've been gone. Apparently, knowing 3 languages isn't enough these days.
Yeah, it's pretty rough out there. Do you have an agent?
I don't really have anything.
If you want, I could get you set up with mine.
What's the catch here?
No catch. We help each other.
I think and she's just got the beginnings of tears forming in her eyes. Okay.
Also,
like that.
we need to go shopping.
Yeah, that's going to be a little difficult.
Why?
I haven't been able to get my feet under me, and I'm technically wearing Megan's clothes, and I don't. It's not been a good few weeks out. I mean, granted, anything is better than where I was, but it's not been fruitful for me.
All right. Well, let's set up a time and I'll take you out. My treat.
I can't ask you to do that.
You absolutely can. You do not understand how much money I have.
I'm gonna say technically,
Like Lark
whatever
is just
everyone
channeling
has in
Adele right
resources-
now.
whatever everyone has in resources, we have 2 more because of our Motley pledge.
Oh no, we've got a metric shit ton of
Lark has
gold.
infinite
But-
plus.
Lark overrides anybody.
Oh yeah, no, Lark has more than everyone.
Yes.
Everyone else
there's
put together has about half as much as what Lark has. Yeah.
Right.
there's also the fact that Alana has not officially been sworn into the unlikely.
That is also
Yeah,
true.
so she
So
doesn't
she
have
does
those
not
2
have
dots of
access to
resources
that.
free. Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'd really like that and be a lot better than sitting around the hollow. I can't bring myself to call it a crack house.
Yeah. If you need a change of scenery, you can come stay with me, by the way.
Let me get your number. I'll
She'll hold a hand out for her phone.
give.
She'll put her number in the phone.
What do you name yourself in the contact?
Slark,
Okay.
the little heart next to her.
Okay.
Change Jeremy's expression. Sorry.
What is it?
So this interaction is what's
There's
kind of
so
spooling
much
through.
suspicion right now.
This interaction is sort of what's spooling through your mind as Akujin escorts you in the Jeep and you guys begin to drive towards the night gallery. Meanwhile, Lark, having gotten this news of the Unlikely's latest and, to be frank, greatest triumph in the keyhole to Baltimore, you set your phone down from sending those texts, and what catches your eye is the faint glint of a flake of silver swimming in a bottle of green liquid that's sitting on the side table right next to you. And that's where we're going to close for tonight, everybody.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.